Hi, my name is Karine. I'm a computer engineer student currently in the 4th year, and I'm from Brazil. I started collaborating with the Liquid Galaxy project in the beginning of 2019. I worked on the Liquid Galaxy lab at Facend University, where I study. On this past year of working on the lab, I was able to gather knowledge and learn many different technologies that prepared me to be able to do this project. I learned about Google's Summer of Code right on the beginning of my collaboration. At the start, I was a little concerned about the difficulty of it, as I would have only 3 months to develop a whole project by myself. But I'm very glad that I made the choice to go with it and try to apply. Happily, I was accepted and able to get to this final point. So this whole experience was a big learning for me, both technically and personally. In the technical aspects, I learned a lot about creating APIs, multiple processing tasks with Bash, how to do a proper documentation, and many other things that I could probably make a very big list. On the personal aspect, I've learned a lot about self-management, to deal with what doesn't work and adapt it, and also to accept that sometimes we cannot achieve the perfection, but that doesn't mean we didn't do a good job. So Liquid Galaxy is a very powerful tool to visualize data in an immersive way. There are multiple possible types of data that can be displayed beside Google Earth. So what if someone wants to create an immersive presentation that combines those types of data with Google Earth? The answer is to create a tool that lets the user create different sets of data configuration and be capable to send it to be displayed on Liquid Galaxy. So my project is called Presentation Tool, and the main idea was to create a software that is capable exactly of this, to create different sets of data configuration and display them on a Liquid Galaxy. For that, I developed an API and a user interface to help users on this task. So the API I developed proposed the execution of different types of media at the same time, processing multiple programs with Bash to show big chunks of data at the same time and alongside Google Earth and other applications. This media can be grouped in what I call a presentation. A presentation is a set of configurations in a JSON users can send to the API to programmatically open media in different positions, screens, and time. Each presentation contains its basic information, like name, description, category, and audio, and its slides. Just like in a presentation tool, like PowerPoint or LibreOffice, for example, users can create their slide. Each slide has a duration and its orders of execution, so users know exactly when it's going to be executed and for how long. Inside the slides, users can add different media like images, videos, audio, and also sync with Google Earth Fly to functionality. The API is also capable of managing presentation functionalities, from executing and stop to CRUD operations like create, delete, update. It's also possible to share the presentations already created by using the export endpoint that downloads the presentation as a .zip, and to import the presentations that were already exported with this endpoint of the export. So that enables the users to share presentations between Liquid Galaxies. I created the API using Node.js. I used MongoDB as a database. I chose Mongo due to its NoSQL document-oriented approach. As the presentation object follows the JSON notation, the format used by Mongo on its document makes it very easy to just get the document and use it on the server. So Mongo stores documents in a format called JSON, which is pretty similar to JSON, meaning that we don't need extra parsers to get from the DB and use it on the presentation functionalities. To open the media, I used FFplay for audio, NPV player for video, and FE image viewer for the images. I also use Image Magic to get information about the image and to also cut the ones that are used on the share screen functionalities. A very important library that I used was called Child Process. Thanks to it, I was able to do all the interactions with the shell from inside the API, including launching the Open Media scripts. So everything that I've done to do with the execution of media and stopping execution and dealing with cutting, I use Child Process to get to either execute a script that I created on Bash or to directly execute some functionality in the shell. My API can be used without the created user interface. I recommended using Swagger, so you can either use the Swagger UI that is located on the base route of the API, or you can use with softwares like Postman, or even create your own user interface to use it with the API. As creating a presentation is not a very simple task, having to write the JSON by hand and send the media to the correct places using the upload endpoint and so on takes a little hard work for the users of the API. I developed the user interface using Vue.js to facilitate the creation and managing of these presentations, so users don't have to keep writing the JSON by hand or use directly the Swagger UI or Postman. So that's for users to have an easier and faster way to interact with my API. So I'll be showing you the front end over in the next clip. This is the user interface I developed. The first thing you see when you run it is this welcome page where we have the logos of all the partners and also a brief description about the project. Users can choose between exploring right away the application or to launch a demo that will execute a demo presentation on the Liquid Galaxy. So let's choose to explore. Here we have the home page where we can see all the presentations we have stored on the Liquid Galaxy. On the top part of the home page, both buttons here, the one that shows the logo and the one that shows the application name, both of them returns to this home page when clicked on other routes. For example, inside the builder, if you click here, it comes back to the home page. The about button, if we click it, just opens up that welcome page again, so we can see the information about the partners and the project, or launch the demo. The settings button for now has only one functionality, that is the clean storage. The clean storage functionality is basically to clean up the media master storage that we have on the master machine. If we start having many presentations, the storage keeps getting very full, and if you want to just clean up some memory space for the computers, we can use this endpoint. So here we have 5 presentations, one on each category that is possible to create. So at this moment you can create presentations of nature, history, real estate, education, or travel themes. We can use those filters on the top to search either by name or by category. So for example, if you choose national, we can see the presentation that is called for national parks. If you want a category presentation about history, we can choose history. Or we can either choose the categories with the drop down. So let's choose real estate, for example. If we search for something that doesn't exist, for example, let's just so it shows us that this presentation doesn't exist and we have to create it if we want. So there are a few functionalities that we can do with the presentations on the home page. The first one is to play it. So if we hit on play, if we click it, we play it on the Liquid Galaxy. So right now with the Liquid Galaxy, it will be playing the Brazil presentation. And here on the user interface, we can see the name, a brief description, and we have the stop button to stop the execution. So let's stop. So here we can see it was stopped with success. We have other options to do with presentations. So we can export. If we click export, it will download a .zip with all the information about the presentation. So it will contain the JSON object and all the media that's used on this presentation. If we hit edit, we can change the information about it, including all the media that we have there, the name, the description, all the basic information and the information on the slides. Or we can just delete it, and it will delete all the media from all these Liquid Galaxy screens that use this presentation uses, and also delete from the database the JSON. So for example, let's edit the geography class 1. Let's edit. And this description is not a good description, so we can put, for example, a geography class to talk about Brazil, for example. So we can just hit save. That's the only modification I want to do. So I can click save presentation. Here I have I can review my work and see a preview of things, and I can just hit save, and it's just saved. And right now, if we play the geography class, we can see it here with the new description we've just chose. Another functionality we have here on the home page is a new presentation button. We can either import a presentation, so we can choose a .zip that was already exported before with the user interface and import it over here. We can also create a new presentation, and that's what we're going to do with the presentation builder. So if we hit new, so this is the presentation builder where we can create our presentations very easily. So there are two parts we have to fill up. The first one is the basic information, and the second one is the slide creator, where I create all of our slides. So you have to fill up the basic information first. If you try to create a new slide, you get denied, as we have to fill up this part before, so we can have the numbers of screens and other important information about it. So let's fill up the basic information. The title will be beautiful places, and let's just write that a description. The description can be anything you'd like. Let's just write, this presentation will take you to our favorite places. Now you have to choose a category. So the categories is one of those that we talked about on the home page. So let's just choose travel, for example. And here it's very important when you select the screens of a presentation, because it has to be exactly the number of screens your Liquid Galaxy has. If you do it differently, we don't guarantee that it will 100% work, because it's when you do a presentation, it's 100% connected with each Liquid Galaxy screen. So you'll try to send the media to the correct screen, and it won't be there. So we can, if the screen is not there, what you just created won't work in that place. So my Liquid Galaxy that I have in my house is with a 2-screen Liquid Galaxy. And here we have the logos partners. So if I want to display it on my Liquid Galaxy, all the partner logos, I can have that enabled, or if I don't want to do it, I'll just put it disabled. So I'll just leave enabled to show it. And here we can choose one audio to be played during the whole presentation. So I want to put a song that will be playing to my whole presentation. So I'll just choose here. I'll just put the song. And now that I fill up, I'll just hit save. I can edit later if I want. And let's create my first slide. So here, the first slide. On the slide creator, we have a few fields. So the first one is the flight to. So if you want this project to be running together with Google Earth, so like on Google Earth on the back and this project on top, you can integrate it with the flight to system. So we can choose here a place to fly to. So let's just fly to Rome. You see that here we have a note saying that audio for this slide is disabled. It's because if we choose a song to play for the whole presentation, we cannot put a song on the specific slide. So if you want to put a specific audio for each slide, you have to disable the whole presentation audio. So okay, the next thing you have to do that is required, it's very important to do it, is to set a duration. So this slide, I'll just put 20 seconds, pretty fast. And at this part we have where we add the medias. So we can add at this moment image or video at this part. So if you choose to add an image, we can come here and just choose an image. I'll just find the image. So I'll just use this image. Okay. I'll put it on screen number 2. So it's very important to you choose which screen you want. And now I'll choose the position of my image. So when using images, you can either put on only one screen, or you can use the sharing screen positions, that you are able to put the image on a left screen and half of it will appear on the screen on the right. So we have screen number 2. I want to use only one screen position, so I'll just put it on the center. Then I hit save. Let's say right now I want to add a video, so it's pretty similar. We just come here, add a video. I'll use this run from above. I'll put it on screen number 2. As I put that one on the center, this one I'll put on the bottom. For videos, we still don't have the functionality to use sharing, only one screen positions. So save. And that's it for this slide. So if I finish, I click save slide. And here we'll see a list with all the slides we have for this presentation. We can preview a slide, so we can see how it's looking like the duration. We can see there's no audio, where it's flying to on Earth, and what are the medias we already have configured and where they will be. You see the sharing partner are empty. It's because none of them are using the sharing screen functionality. So if you keep working, we can also edit the slide. If we click edit and change anything we want, or we can delete it, just clicking here. Let's create one more slide. This time we're going to Hawaii. Also 20 seconds. Now I'm going to use the sharing screen position. So let me choose an image of Hawaii. Here. Hawaii. And when we're using the sharing screen positions, we always have to put for the screen on the left. So I'll put 1, because the partner of the screen will always be the one on the right. So if we put 2, for example, it will be 2 and 3. The sharing that will share the image. So I want to put on 1, so 1 will share it with 2. And the position I'll use will be middle sharing, so it will be very big. It will be this one. So save. And that's it for my slide. Only one media that's very big. So save. Now let's suppose I'm done, I'm finished, and I want to preview all the work I've done till now. So I'm come to preview, and I can see the basic information about my presentation and the slides I have created with its information. Let's see. If I don't like what I've done, I can just come here and discard, and you delete everything I've done. And I can also just go and save the presentation. So let's save it. On save, you can see the preview of the work you have done before saving. If you don't like what you do, you just keep working, or you can save it and send it to Liquid Galaxy. So let's click Save and Send. And it comes to the home page and starts saving to Liquid Galaxy. So here is the presentation we've just created. It's saved on Liquid Galaxy with all the media we used. And now let's see a demo of this presentation of Brazil in a Liquid Galaxy of 5 screens. This demo presentation I created is about Brazil. So we're going to travel to all 5 different regions we have here in Brazil and see a little bit about each region and the states. So the first slide we are seeing is about Northeast. We are using the share screen functionality on screens number 2 and 3, and the one screen templates for middle, top, and bottom. We're also showing the logos and flying to Natal. The second slide is showing the North region. So we're seeing a video of the Amazon rainforest. We traveled to the Amazon and we're seeing pictures of Pará and Tocantins. Now we are on the Middle East region. We fly to Brasilia and we're seeing some pictures of Goiânia and Brasilia. This next slide is about the Southeast region. We're seeing a video of São Paulo and also some pictures of Rio de Janeiro and Minas Gerais and Espírito Santo. This is the last slide. In this slide we are going to the south and we flew to Santa Catarina and we are showing some pictures of Rio Grande do Sul and Foz do Iguaçu, that is located in Paraná. And that's the end of our presentation about Brazil.